Welcome to Sofa City Sounds. I'm your local musical shit show here to bring you everything in Canadian music, including these guys. Please introduce yourselves.
It's Alan L. Of Creme Flesh and multiple other bands.
I'm Sophocles Theodoro. I'm the guitarist in Creme Flesh and also Berdizzo as well.
You guys are playing in May
We
for
are.
the Metal Market. I can't wait for that. That's going to be so fun.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, me too. That lineup is stacked.
It's stellar. Yeah.
And everybody just all kind of, I'm staying. Yeah, sorry, dude. I got the last parking spot in the parking lot I'm sitting in.
Nice.
And I'm sitting in my car, so everybody keeps asking me if I'm leaving. So we're going to get a lot of that right now.
That's okay. I may get interrupted by my cat once in a while. I have no idea.
Nobody's going to complain about a cat, dude.
No, God, no. I own 3. I actually just adopted one last Friday.
I did too, my first one.
Oh, cool. What's your kitty's name?
Jack Burton.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. We just adopted a cat named Martin.
Nice.
He's not happy. He somebody found him in the Value Village donation bin.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
And it worked out. Look at that.
He's the best donation anyone could get.
You're not kidding, man. He was 12 and a half years old.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and my daughter and I, we went for a fucking dog toy at PetSmart, and we came home with another cat.
Sorry, buddy. We have another livestock with us. I hope you don't mind. Yeah.
I adopt wayward black cats myself of all ages. Like I always have 2, and when one of them passes naturally, I just take on. Every time I plan to get a kitten, somebody needs to home a cat, and if it's a black cat, I'll take it because people don't generally take them. So
and
I give them a home, and they stay with me for life. That's
awesome. No, that's awesome. I'm huge on making sure that animals are taken care of, and I like to adopt the seniors because they have a lot more life left in them than a lot of people think they do.
Yeah.
So my last cat, the most recent cat we had that passed away, his name was Eddie, and he was 20 years old when he passed away. And I have another one who I got when I was 19, and she's now 23. So
if you want to talk a lot more life, I took in a cat that I was told was 18, and they just weren't watching her very well. So I took the cat in. Apparently, she did have a lot more life in her because she was actually 14 when I took her to the vet.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Yeah, because I have General Leia and Golem, and so she was like, it's like, yeah, well, they were like, she looks really good for 18, and they're like, yeah, and then they were telling me like, wait, that's because she's actually 14. I'm like, well, that's a
yeah, that's definitely a happy mistake.
Yeah.
Misaging her by 4 years, but backwards, that's great.
I'm just curious, how does that work? They don't cut the head off to count the rings with this case, you know?
No. I had them.
No, they cut the tail off.
No, because they told that, and then I asked who we got the cat from, and their daughter was like, actually, the cat is 14.
Oh, that's okay.
That being said, I was like, the vet gave me more credit because they were like, oh, you took in an 18-year-old? And I was like, 14, 18, whatever.
Still, though.
I don't know. I think any cat past 12 years is a senior. So that's just me, though. So right on. I'm glad we could open the conversation with cats. This always happens. Whenever I do interviews, the conversation never goes towards the music. It's always towards like, hey, what'd you eat today? Or what kind of animals do you have? Or what's your favorite color? Or, so which I like. That's why I don't plan these interviews. They just seem more genuine.
Yeah. More natural.
So, yeah, no, exactly. It's nice to just sit around and shoot the shit and get to know each other, and then everybody else has a comfortable way of getting to know you guys as well, right? Because they're relaxed while they're watching the conversation, because we're all relaxed and shooting the shit. So
plus all 3 of us apparently have ADHD, so this will definitely ricochet all over the place.
I was gonna say, how crazy is it that all 3 of us have been this calm so far?
Yeah.
5 minutes in and nobody's bounced off a wall.
I mean, I got a cat on top of me right now, so I can't really move too much, but I'm like pretty jittery, I guess. Anyways.
I only had 2 coffees today, and I don't medicate, so I inside am bouncing off the walls. On the outside, I'm trying to sit as still as possible because there's a whole bunch of cars and people around me that don't know me, and I have to go into the building with all those people after.
Yeah, fair.
I get that.
So, okay, so I have to ask, how did you guys come up with your name?
Alan, take that.
Yeah, that was me, literally. I was watching South Park, and then I just added like, and I speak French too, but I just thought it was cute. So like for creme fraiche and creme fraiche, it was literally like that. I was driving home from work,
Yeah.
and I was coining up terms. It was actually like it was going to be a placeholder name, but then then we decided to start record like practicing together, and we did a video, and I just put the name, and the reaction was great. So I was like, we're keeping it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, like people usually guess. Yeah, it's Randy Marsh. It's really good.
He's my favorite.
He inspired it.
He's my favorite. Every once in a while, I put the picture of him sitting up on the couch with the tea bag label hanging out of his shorts.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what episode it's from, but that's probably one of the funniest South Park pictures I have on my phone. So I use it quite often. It throws people off.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
So,
I'm still looking to inquire for an Antonio Banderas blow up doll. So if anyone out there, hey, look me up. Anyways, hit me up. I'm cool.
Maybe you'll be able to find something strange like that at the market that's coming up in May in the falls.
In the episode, they did sell them at one point online, and then they discontinued them. It was like a limited run they did.
So, really?
Yeah, they did the legit, like the one from the episode, so it looks exactly like it. They look.
That's so cool.
Oh, like It's Always Sunny did the dick towel for real. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I needed something to hold my towels, man. It's like getting ridiculous in here.
How big is the dick you're gonna hang your towels off of that? Also, wouldn't that be kind of low? Are you gonna like hang that off a door or something? Like, come on, man.
I mean, a bit of an Antonio Banderas fan. I love Mask of Zorro. Like, I'm sold.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Fair enough.
All right.
Of all the movies, not Desperado, not that Mask of Zorro. I hate that movie.
Mask of Zorro.
When did that movie come out?
1998 or 99?
I was working at Cineplex when that came out when I was a kid.
I was in grade 1.
Wow. 1999.
Oh, yeah, I'm also the oldest one. So
grade 2 or 3 maybe for me.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Too far away.
99?
Like, 99? No, 99 was. Sorry, I thought you said 90. Yeah, no, 90. No, 99 was grade 9. Grade 9? 99 was grade 9
was
for
like,
me.
I think it was grade 11 or something like that. For me.
Sorry, for some reason I heard 91 when you said 99. That's why I said I was in grade 2 or 3. 99, yeah. I was 16, 15 or 16.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't smoke very much pot before I did this interview. Math is not my strong suit. So
I had a first puff of something when I was 6, a cigar, and I took it when I saw it on the table with my friend, and then we were at it was like a family party, and I was like, but then I got super lightheaded and couldn't stop coughing, and I got a lot of shit, so it was pretty funny. Yeah.
Oh wow! I think my first puff of anything, I was 12 years old, and it was a cigarette.
That's a lot better, at least, than 6.
No, mine was closer to Sop's age because, like, it's the 80s rearing. Like, my mom would throw a party, everybody was smoking in the apartment.
Yeah.
So you basically are like inhaling all of that chain smoke. And
yeah, you'd have these like middle-aged Polish ladies like giving you glasses of wine and smearing lipstick on your face, pinching your cheeks, and then sometimes a dad would be drunk and give you. He's like, have one of these, and it'll put some fucking hair on your balls. And then,
yeah, for real.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you stunted my growth, though.
Well, if we're going secondhand, I've been smoking since I was born.
Yeah.
But firsthand, I started smoking when I was 12. And the first drug I did was actually not, well, I wouldn't classify pot as a drug, but it wasn't smoking pot. The first drug I did was acid.
Oh, nice. What
a way to kick things off. Holy shit.
Right? I was 13.
Jam.
I was 13. I mean, it was a quick spiral into the pot and the mushrooms and everything else.
Yeah.
I only did when I was 13. Me and a couple of friends, we got pot and we just started smoking like joints like crazy in the valley. I remember. Then we get up in the valley and we're like, wow, it's like a whole new world right now here. Holy crap. And it was the best. And then after when I hit grade 9, it was like after that summer from grade 8, and I was like 14, I believe. And then I did my first time doing shrooms, and for some reason went to the mall in my neighborhood and thought that was a good idea.
Oh yeah, great! Your first time, it was like massive amount of people. Actually, that being said, I used to go to concerts like when I was a teenager on shrooms all the time, like hitting on them. I couldn't do that now.
I don't know if I could handle mushrooms at a show now. I did mushrooms for Robert Plant and the Strange Sensation, and that was a really neat experience. Actually, that was pretty cool. What's the weirdest show you guys have been to? Like, what's the concert that nobody would pin you guys at?
The weird, like, define weird, because I mean I've been to like every Guar show since the 90s, and like,
well, yeah, but that's normal for you, right? Like,
oh, okay. I've seen Ray Charles, Michael Jackson, James Brown, BB King, lots of, because my mom's was really big into getting us into all kinds of music. A lot of reggae fests, blues, jazz fests.
Cool.
Since I was a kid, you'll catch me at I'll take my mom to the Philharmonic every once in a while with my brother.
Cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So like when I was younger, my dad would take me to concerts a lot. So I remember I really liked Matchbox 20, Smooth.
Yep.
That I'll consider weird.
Yeah. So my first concert in my whole life ever was Train and Matchbox 20.
That's cool. Yeah. Mine was Sloan in the Gravel Pit. Yeah. And I saw them in Buffalo. I didn't even see them in Canada.
And then right after, I got to see Aerosmith, Kid Rock, and Run DMC with Jam Master Jay a few months before Jam Master Jay gets killed.
I was at that show.
You were at that show too?
I was at that show. I was at that show.
At the end, I was the happiest kid in the world because I loved Kid Rock at the time. And Aerosmith, and they all got on for the Walk This Way, and I was like, so
what a wild party that show was. And when Aerosmith went, they walked like through the crowd to go onto the lawn and play Dream On. You remember that? That was so cool.
All I remember was Steve Tyler's like thing. Like I could see the furly stuff off of his like head.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe they're doing something like this.
One of the commenters said, Marty says is Moody Blues. Yeah, that would be it. Like, my first unsupervised, like no parental supervision, was Our Lady Peace played Mel Lastman's Square for New Year's. I think it was 94.
Cool.
And then like I saw like the tea party right after that at the Opera House, when the Opera House had chairs. It was all chairs. There was no
cool.
Upstairs, downstairs was all chairs, and I had the Big Brothers. I had a Big Brother who was really cool and would get me workers passes, so I got to like meet them and everything, and I got to see Rolling Stones like that and AC/DC and like as beer delivery, which was a lot of fun for 14.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
my first unsupervised show, I begged my mom for Korn tickets for my 14th birthday, and she came home with do you remember the little Ticketmaster envelopes that you used to get your tickets in? Well, she came home with one of those.
I go to Sunrise to snatch those. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. That's right. And she came home with one of those, and she threw it on the table, and she said, "Happy birthday." And she had a huge smile on her face. And I opened it up, and it was Backstreet Boys tickets. I know, right? I know. I didn't know what emancipation was at that time, but I ended up going to the show, and it was one of the coolest fucking concerts I've ever been to. And then after that, my uncle, who used to live on Church Street, took us to Bar 501 and had us dancing on stage with drag queens, and we were like 14 years old.
Still, whatever.
Yeah, the show was at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Oh, I've been there once for a game.
I saw Rage do their last Toronto show at Maple Leaf Gardens. I think I was like 16.
That's sick.
Yeah, that was like I saw a few shows there. Oh, and yeah, actually, weirdest, oddest show you would catch me at that you wouldn't expect is because took my eyes for an anniversary. We went to Beyonce, and she put on a really good show.
Right
Actually,
on.
Yeah.
I've seen Kanye West with one of my exes on an anniversary. I remember as well. Something
Yeah.
Had he lost his fucking mind already?
He had a 1.5 hour rant in the middle of his set, but the best part about it, I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar, and he played with a live band doing his beat,
Cool.
everything. So the bass was live, the drums were live, and it was a lot more like improvised. So it just sounded way better. That was the show to me, Kendrick.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I went to see why can't I think of his name right now? He just played at the Danforth a little while ago. I can't think of his name. He's got a million good songs. It was a rap show. And
Wait,
was-
Mick Jenkins?
no,
Danny
it's
Brown?
actually, come to think of it, it was like last October that we went. Why can't I think of his name? I'm gonna hear it and it's gonna be so like he's
Action
so
Bronson
common.
always puts on great shows here.
He's American.
That narrows it down.
I know, narrows it down, right? I can't think. It'll come to me. It's like one of the only rap shows I've ever fucking been to. So, but no, he didn't bring anybody out with him. All his music was recorded. There was no DJ, no nothing. Why can't I think of who the fuck it was? I took my sister with me for her birthday. And I was really surprised. It was at Danforth Music Hall.
Can't help you. I don't think I haven't been to a hip hop show,
Yeah.
and I love going to hip hop shows. Like I went to the Wu-Tang reunion in Ottawa, and like
Was it good?
It was the reunion show, like the one that was
Yeah.
like 10, 15 years ago, was
Yeah.
amazing. The last time when they did that one fest, what was it, Riot Fest, when Prodigy did their last show here too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all right, but the first one was awesome. And then Method Man I've seen solo like a few times, and he always puts on a long, awesome show, and Jizza,
Right on.
Raekwon and stuff like, and yeah, no, like there's a lot of good shows too. I just gotta catch them more. They sell out too quick because of the bots now.
Yep.
So even the smaller venues, it's always like a $40 ticket turns into $200 within an hour.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, so
it'll come to me. I can't think of who it was. It'll come to me while we're in the middle of conversation about something else. But okay, so let's talk about you guys.
sure.
I can shoot the shit with you guys all night long. You're so easy and comfortable to talk to. But let's talk about you guys. Let's talk about your albums. When did you guys form, and what was the first album that you guys released?
We just released we only have the one album, and we are working we're like about 2/3 of the way done. Like we have the songs are all written for actually the next album and probably an EP or two. Because our bassist, Sop throws in too, but our bassist writes almost all the music. We tapped him for it. So I've been working. So Rory Kennedy, Matt's our singer. Obviously, I'm the drummer. But Rory is our bassist, and though he's local, and I was in bands with him for years and years and years, he's currently living in Alberta because he's a chef. So he's working at a resort in Alberta on a contract right now, which is why he can join us because it is, he's still on shift right now because of the time difference.
Oh, okay.
But band started, Matt and I, we both worked like our offices were like near each other. So and we were already friends from our old other bands. So we would go grab Thursday after work drinks. And one day we're just like, we always wanted to do a Slam and Brew Death band. So we literally just said, let's just do it. And it was maybe a month or two before COVID.
Right.
We decided, and we literally, it's like, so how do we go about it? So right away I was like, let's just hit up Rory. Me and Rory used to be in Serene Molestation for like 10, 11 years, like Toronto staple. Once our guitarists and stuff left, we kind of just let that band go, but we always wanted to keep doing music. And he'll have a video game system brand new and won't play it. He will sit there and write songs back to back to back. It's just, he's a savant like that. So I was like, I'm going to tap Rory right away. He was on board. Like, I think in the same car ride, I messaged him and he was down and then started writing music. And he's like guitarist, and literally Sophocles over here. who we were also buddies with, but hadn't been in bands together. We've just played a lot. Our bands had played a lot of shows together. Like recently, like I'm also in Human Compost.
Yeah.
Play with them. We're like, stop. Let's hit up
as well.
Yeah, but we're like, and literally, it was just between me and Matt and I was like, let's hit up Sop. So by the time we got to the bar, I messaged Sophocles like first choice because he's like wicked guitarist, stage presence, and I was like, great. That way, if anybody doesn't feel like moving around too much, he's gonna run all over the stage anyway and take care of that and like not miss a note. Bug him, right? We asked him if he like, but we didn't know if he liked Slam, and I messaged him and I was like, you like Slam? And his message response was like half of the lyrics to Devourment's Baby Killer, and we were like, okay, so we'll take that as a yes.
I just remembered them, like I was like, okay, that was a good answer, and then he loved it.
Yeah, I was like, so yeah, and he's like, yep, and that was it. Like we in one sitting from sitting in traffic on the DVP to a bar, we put the band together because we're all been in like Toronto bands for years and years and years,
right?
Like known bands here, and then COVID hit, and we took advantage of that. By literally, as we were writing songs, we were like, screw it. So we would just do videos from the jam space because that was the only thing we could do. We would meet in the jam space, and every time we had a new song, we would just post videos so people got to watch us build the album and become like, like a tighter band.
Cool. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. It's a little loophole for people to come to as well and hang out with us and get to see live music around other people in a controlled space. So
yeah. Because it was a pretty big room, people could space out, so we have a couple friends. And then when things got easier, it worked out too, because you couldn't play shows. We're like, well, let's just hammer out albums. What else are we doing?
Well,
let's hammer out songs, and like, what else are we doing, really?
Well, and that's I found that some bands were just like, we can't do this, and other bands were like, well, you're my five, right? So, and I know with me, I started with the Boneyard right at the same time that COVID hit. So we put all of our interviews live, but we recorded them all so that we could use film studio rules and we could still do all of our shows. So sometimes I'd have like 15 people in my house at a time. And like, because we were following Hollywood film studio rules, we were getting away with everything because we were recording everything. Right, we were filming everything, and when you like, I don't know, I read the rules and I bent the language, and I was documenting the way things were going in the film industry during COVID, or in the music industry during COVID, and I got away with pretty much doing whatever I wanted.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, because I filmed everything, right? So. Yeah,
and like, I mean, because we were filming everything, obviously we had the rooms all spaced out and stuff. We stuck to it, but it was just, it was nice to have that. It's like our band, like it was like our scheduled play date with our best friends once a week. This band kept us all sane and happy the whole time of COVID. Because it was just like we had our scheduled play date every week, and we would get together once or twice a week, do it, and it was a good release, and we were able to hammer out some good stuff.
Well, that's good. That's good, because it was difficult for a lot of people. A lot of bands didn't survive, and a whole bunch of new ones came out of it too. So, it was good and bad, I guess, when it came to the music industry. Some people thrived, and some people just couldn't hack it. And obviously, it worked out really well for you guys, because you guys are doing pretty good. You've got some shows coming up, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Yep, even more now booked, because Stop doesn't even know. Yeah, we just confirmed. So we're doing the Quebec Metal Barbecue in July. So we'll be doing that with Putrid Pile and Condemned.
Yeah,
out in Trois-Rivières. We're doing Ontario Death Fest. Our big one, of course, for the year is we're playing Texas. We're doing the Texas Domination Fest.
I saw that. That's awesome. That's so cool.
In a couple weeks is it the 12th, dude? The Friday the 12th. At Bovine Sex Club with Of Hatred, Spawn, and In Your Blood, which will be super fun.
Oh, that's going to be a great show. What a great lineup. Awesome. I got to see you guys in Hamilton at the Casbah with Cryophilic and
Seagrave.
Oh, they fucking surprised the hell out of me, because I had only heard about them a little while ago, right? And they were like a bonus for me. I was coming out to see you guys in Cryophilic because I hadn't seen you guys yet.
Yeah.
which
Appreciate it.
ironically is when we nailed down the interview too, which was cool. So
Oh right, yeah, the merch booth, yeah.
yeah. So that was a fucking killer show. You guys, like, I was blown away. Like, I know you guys are good because I have you guys on my playlist, but I like blown away when I saw you guys live. You guys are fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Definitely. Well, for me, the heavier the better, right? Like I don't know. The more you can growl, the better it is for me. The more I want to listen to it, right? The more the floor rumbles. So, yeah, that was a fucking fantastic night, though.
It was awesome. And we always like everybody in this band, especially because we're all besties, but we're also like super like humble about it. We just like doing what we're doing. Like the fact we're getting to play with like a lot of our heroes, especially in September and stuff. Like well, bands we never even thought we'd get to see. We're getting to play with. It's just like it's great. So we just like being very nice and cordial and super professional again on and off. And have a good time while we're there.
Yeah.
So, on that professional note, how did you guys come up with your album and what you guys were going to write about and how you guys were going to come up with all these clever puns and crazy music and like...
You're pointing at me again.
I was gonna say Alan had 2 ideas because they were. I remember him bringing them up, and I'm bringing it up. I guess that he had we were gonna take on a song title and just So originally, can I mention it was PTSDD? And it was
yeah, PTSDD.
So it was gonna be like Sperm Pirates or something
like that. Yeah, it was gonna be something really doofy, and then again in the car on the way home from work. I hit up our artist Craig Sitsom, who does awesome work. He lives in Scotland now, but he was a Toronto local metalhead.
Cool.
But he's done artwork. He's done the album covers for Human Compost for a while. He's done and he does amazing work. And this time he really smoked us with the one because I gave him the concept. But Casa Blumpkin, I was just like, I would love to have Bogey on a toilet with Ingrid Bergman. In front of him with a beer, and I sent it to him, and he's like, "Okay, but I wish I had it with me, the stick figure because he's like, I need something of concept of how you want it to look, and I had to draw this like stick figure of like a little hat on a toilet with somebody with a big butt in the way while I was sitting at the stop sign. I sent it to him, and I was like, I'm like, you love my artwork? He's like, I get the picture, and he made that an awesome, realistic looking black and white cover. Exactly what I had, far beyond what I could have hoped for. So
you drew on a napkin, turned into absolute beauty.
That's so cool.
The song titles, honestly, though, it's like movie references, Poe references, a lot of James Bond families, and some of us are like really big fans of puns, but we'll just bounce. Sometimes it's just doofy shit that somebody will say, and and we're like, mark it, and then we'll just
just
and then it becomes a song.
Pretty much, yeah. Like it's just the concept, and as long as because we'll have it, and we're usually discussing it, and if Matt's like, yeah, I can, like he's like, yeah, that's an easy theme to work with.
So, how did you guys come up with the title of the album?
Casa Blumpkin Archer. Yeah. It's actually there's an Archer episode.
Love that show.
We have the soundbite at the beginning with Cheryl naming off when they did the terms of enrampagement.
Yes.
And it's at the last word of the episode, she's like, I got it, Casa Blumpkin. And I was like, boom, that's it.
That's
like,
it.
We got to use that one. That's the one where we did not like actually I think that's the only one where we just took it because it was so good and we're like, nobody's used it. But we definitely we use the soundbite so people know exactly where that one came from.
Yeah. And Archer is such a fucking great show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is. It's so funny, so well thought out, so well written.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
At the beginning of the interview, because I don't remember anything, but I remembered this.
Kitty.
You guys had mentioned that you both play in other bands.
Yeah.
Who else do you guys play with?
You go ahead while I take a sip of this water, dude.
So I play with Berdizzo. A while back, I used to play with Visions of the Night, and I went to Japan, Korea, Taiwan with them. And then a year after, I went back to South Korea again for more shows.
Cool.
Yeah, and as well, Brain Spasm. So me and Matt were actually in another project together with our late friend Bob Shaw, RIPG, and that was a while ago. I was on one split, and they did an album before that too, or an EP, something like that, demo EP. And then after, oh my god, this is why marijuana makes memory hard. But
It makes memory hard, eh?
yeah, man.
That was such an
Memory
ADHD
hard.
thing to say.
Yeah. But yeah, so Berdizzo, other than that, like that's my like other band, pretty much other full-time band, because Creme Flesh became pretty full-time.
Right.
So I'm doing both full-time. I'm looking into maybe open to other projects. I want to do some other, minty stuff. I am working on like a one-man thing, but I've been doing that for a little while right now. So I'm a pretty ADHD procrastinator in that sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
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 In my case, for active, my other main like full time like active band is Human Compost. We've
Yeah.
like had our last album came out just about a year ago. Actually, and next next Saturday we're doing our 10-year anniversary show at Hard Luck with Vaginal Addictions coming in from Quebec.
Cool.
Mortuary Slab and a Bruxham are going to be there with us. So all buddies, it's going to be a good time. But yeah, Human Compost, been doing that. Well, obviously 10-year anniversary show, so that's how long I've been doing it. And but prior to that, I did spend just over 10 years in a band like Serene Molestation. Had multiple variations, like Isabel Tasbir, who's from Ischemic now. She was our vocalist for like 4 or 5 years of that, and then
Cool.
we like became a 3-piece, and like it bounced all over the place. And then once our guitarist left, we just kind of let it go. We were like, also we just wanted to step away from anything with the word molestation or whatever, because that band started when we were like kids, like Cannibal Corpse band and stuff, and we're like, man, that's
Right.
out of the zeitgeist. We don't need to have that goofy shit anymore.
Yeah.
Let's get like that. It's kind of a little more positive. Also, I was in Arcane Evil. I mean, I guess I still technically am, but I don't know if they still play. It's death thrash band from from out Fort Erie.
Yeah.
They hired me specifically to join. I got to play like 2 shows with them, including CD release, but the first show was with Venom Inc. And they were like, we need you to play for Venom. I was like, so if I learn all your songs, I get to open for Venom. All right, so you got me. So that was that.
Okay.
And actually, no, those are the core bands. I've like goofed around with some other bands, but like those are the active. But yeah, Human Compost and Creme Flesh are the 2 active right now.
Right on.
I totally forgot my first band I was ever in with Tim Smith and Shane Patterson, Alex Rise, and Daryl. Oh my god, why can't I remember your last name? I'm so sorry. But yeah, Legion.
Legion? Oh, right, yeah.
I was 19, yeah. That's how I basically just got into bands, met Tim, and Tim kind of just like was going to help me do Berdizzo as well afterwards when Legion broke up, and then that's how kind of like Berdizzo was formed. But yeah, I kind of remember that now, so my bad.
That's awesome. That's really cool. You guys have fucking really cool musical histories.
And they're all interchangeable. A lot of us have members that were in other, like Berdizzo, my guitarist singer for Serene, who was also a guitarist for Compost for quite a few years,
right?
Then left and joined Berdizzo.
He was on an album. He's on our last album, Nursery.
Yeah,
right now. So,
and like Rory was the bassist to Serene, and now he bassist and songwriter now for this band. Everybody's that bounced around. Yeah. I forget what his other band was called, where they did their first tour when the first time Archspire did a mini tour, like when nobody knew who they were.
Yeah.
What was his band's name?
Zyphos?
But like him, like Zyphos, yeah, Zyphos. Rory and Andrew did it. It was like kind of a like dead doomy or similar like death metal, and they got to play like a couple dates with Archspire their first time ever, like coming over this way. So that got to meet them and stuff. There's interesting histories, and all our bands we call it very incestuous. Like there's members.
Yep.
Matt, our singer Matt, he's in Vesication, and half of Vesication is Human Compost, and Eddie and Jeff, like from Vesication, are half of my other band, and that's how the Toronto death metal scene is.
Yeah, it's like some weird, crazy family tree it is. It's a weird, crazy family tree, but it's a good one to be a part of.
Oh yeah,
definitely. I've been doing Sofa City for it'll be 10 years in February. So we just did 9 years. We just had our 9-year birthday. And I spend a good portion of my time in the Toronto scene. I am down here in Niagara Falls. I'm actually in St. Catharines right now for Blizzard of a Madman tonight. But I'm originally from the Falls, and I grew up half here and half in Toronto. And the Toronto music community is like a family. Like you guys really are. Like I look forward to going to Toronto, and every time I get in the car to come out to see you guys, it's always like, I'm going home, I can't wait. Like there's something comfortable about the scene. Everybody just loves everybody. Everybody's comfortable with each other. Everybody's rooting for everybody else's music. Everybody shows up for each other, and everybody in Toronto has a camera in their hands, and that is one of my favorite parts about going there.
Recording
The camera part?
Really?
Yep. Yeah, because everybody captures everything. I mean, look how many
No, that
you,
is true. Especially
you guys
like,
have mentioned
yeah.
a few people that aren't here with us anymore,
Yeah,
and
Walt,
you know, well, look at Walter. Thousands and thousands of pictures and memories we have because of, you know what I mean. So that's one of my favorite parts about going there. Yeah, is how, because here it's not the same. I'm one of the only crazies with my camera out. So it's a lot different here.
Yeah, that's true. There are so many shows where we neglected to set something up, and somebody will like just for free has professionally filmed half or all of our set, and then there'll be like 100 professional pics. Miles does that a lot.
Miles,
William does that. And we love them for it. Hondo. He's been doing Wiki. He's been doing a long time. He's got videos on a lot of my bands, a lot of GoPro.
And there's another guy I know as well. I used to serve him pizza before I even got into the metal scene, and then I was just like, oh, now I'm playing shows, and now you're taking photos. Holy crap!
Who, Mango?
I can't remember his name right now. I'm so sorry. It's terrible. Keith, I think. I don't know why. Oh God.
Like Diego. Like I definitely got to shout out Diego because like, dude,
I know who you're talking about.
He came out to party with us and did when we did the COVID ODF where we did it with where we filmed it in studio, like did a full set for, because the last Ontario Death Fest was just online only, like bands just put it in.
Yeah.
Diego came out and partied with us and filmed that, and he did a wicked multicam job for us.
That's awesome.
Recommend him if he's still if he's doing
it.
Highlight.
Definitely. That's awesome. I just remembered, and I just yelled it out too because that's the ADHD in me. I just remembered it was Tech Nine that I had gone to see.
Tech Nine, yeah.
Oh, Tech Nine's sick.
He is, but his show was not sick.
What?
It was just him.
No.
It was just him.
It was just him. There was no DJ. There was no people on stage with him. There was no live music. No nothing. It was just him and a microphone.
Weird. No beats.
No, like
there was music, but it was all recorded.
Oh.
So, not to throw us off this wonderful conversation that we were just having, but it just came to my mind, and so.
That's absolutely fine. That's we said this was going to be like a pinball machine of an.
Yes, we did. And like honestly, I think we've all held it together really well. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, mind you, I'm also smoking now. So.
Yeah.
I definitely am going to need a Red Bull. Otherwise, I'm going to be bouncing off the walls when I go in there soon. So yeah, so no, the first time I had seen you guys, like I said, was in Hamilton at the Casbah. I had wanted to come out and see you guys previous to that, but didn't get the chance to. But the first time I had seen Verdizzo was at Walter's first memorial party.
Yeah. Oh.
What how did you guys pull that off?
We just took our shortest songs and literally just said, all right, we're gonna play a lot of our shortest songs nonstop and play like the grindcore. So we're just like,
and he did a double set because we played that too.
Yeah.
That's okay. So I did see you. I feel like I was there by the time you got. What time did you guys
it was
play?
hard, like it was really hard to do it. It was 10-minute set, and like I was so happy to do it. We had the great crowd, but like everybody ended up going on. We all had 10-minute sets, but they were trying to speed things up, so people ended up going on 10 minutes before they were supposed to. So lots of people, like everybody got to see you, but there were the people who planned to be there for like
Right.
literally would have exactly missed it. But but at the same time, the fact they were able to make that run that smoothly and get Walt's thing done at all, like I was like, whatever you need, let's run.
Yeah,
We got to
that
do
like,
it.
that considering there was 27 bands,
Yeah,
there was X amount of time. How many people per band? A whole bunch of ADHD and booze going on. It was what, 10 minutes? I think 10 minutes behind by the end of the night was
Really?
10 minutes. I think, yeah.
Which is
I might be
impressive.
wrong, but I think it was. I think I heard somebody. I think it was Tamara that told me it was only 10 minutes behind. The whole thing went really smoothly.
Wow.
Yeah.
They did a great job.
Yeah. So I lied. That was the first time I had seen you guys, not in Hamilton.
Oh, word.
And almost
Yeah.
like almost exactly a year before that, unfortunately, we played Bob Shaw's memorial on the same stage, and we're like, really like we're like, yeah, our friends need to stay with us so we can just play regular shows. But if somebody goes like I'll be at any memorial show, I don't care.
Oh, absolutely. I lost my lighter. Ooh, the pot's working. I'm in a tiny little. I shouldn't say this out loud live, but tiny little car, and my lighter can't go far. You guys aren't going to be able to see me soon if I keep smoking this, because I'm going to cloud myself out.
Well, it's like Be Real smoke box, and just like the car will just be.
Oh, could you imagine sitting with him and trying to smoke a whole joint of his weed?
No, I can't even smoke like any strong high because it gives me it'll give me an anxiety attack. If I did that, I was like, I'd probably be high for like a month.
If you guys could smoke a joint with anybody, I know this is such a fucking cheesy generic question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. You guys could sit and smoke a joint with anybody, who would it be?
It's tough. Can it be like someone alive, maybe, or dead?
It could be anybody you want. It could be anybody you want.
Dude, what other options are there but alive and dead?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, come on.
I mean, wait, don't they cryogenically freeze people?
Yeah, but I don't want to smoke a joint with Walt Disney's head though.
I have watched Demonstration before.
George Carlin. George Carlin would be dope.
Oh, he'd be a good one.
Yeah. I think that would just be funny. Just hear him rant for a while. Like,
I have a whole bunch of him on vinyl. Actually, yeah, it's actually really cool.
Yeah, him or like Bill Hicks or something. Yeah.
Oh, Bill Hicks would be fucking cool.
I'd like to smoke with Dave Chappelle or like Willie Nelson. That would be cool.
Yeah, Willie Nelson be like the most relaxed you could probably get.
Like he'd just be like, all right, I remember this time, just glasses on or something. I don't know, lift him up, tell me a wonderful story.
I'd like to smoke a joint with Bob Ross and Jim Carrey at the same time.
The old Bob.
That'd be cool. But then Jim Carrey would just be imitating Bob Ross the whole time.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I've seen some like
funny.
weird interviews with Jim Carrey, and like his. I don't know her personally, but I've met her a few times. His sister Rita lives in the Falls, so I've had a few conversations with her. And if he's anything like her, then he's probably pretty fucking cool to talk to.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know.
Plus he handed Cannibal Corpse their stardom and talked about like Napalm Death on like Arsenio Hall.
He's like a huge metalhead.
Yeah, putting Cannibal Corpse in Ace Ventura was an awesome thing to do.
Yeah, that was like the coolest move ever.
Yep, I love that.
So yeah, I think they would be a cool combination to sit and smoke joints with. Definitely. Yeah. Ugh, starting to get chilly out here. So I'm sitting next to a really nice old church, though. There's some nice scenery in St. Catharines. There's some cool buildings around here.
They do have some pretty cool architecture,
yeah.
We should go. Yeah, we'll likely eventually get to play out there too. We're trying to really like spread it out. It's just wherever a good lineup, if it's open and we fit, why not?
Yeah.
Well, we might be able to pull that off for July if you guys want. I would love to have you guys come out and play, and I might have a good spot to do it.
Oh, nice. We'll
So-
chat about that. We'll take that one offline for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I have a couple ideas of who I'd like to pair you guys with too. So
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, definitely. I definitely love to have you guys play. We are 15 minutes away from an hour. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Is there any shout outs you guys want to give? Any bars you guys want to mention to anybody that you guys have played at and recommend?
Yo, shout out to Petros. I'm so glad that you went to and stayed at the job site for me. You're a G, man.
Oh, your work today. Yeah.
Awesome. Best shout out ever.
And I was like, yo, he just like shout out. I was like, yo, I got you, fam.
Oh, so you could get out and make it for this. Yeah. Good points.
Cool.
10-minute drive was ridiculous. Or
I
actually,
mean-
it turned into an hour and 20 actually because something happened on the GPS and it was like 10 minutes more. I'm like,
Like shout out to the former coalition. Hopefully they put
Oh.
something together again and their whole staff. Shout out to Bovine and all their staff, but
Yep.
Hard Luck and all their staff. Like the Gas Bar, like any venue that's been kind enough to like have us and work with us, then Hard Luck. Big shout outs to Hard Luck, especially their staff. Like we played with Defeated Sanity, like they didn't even have to, nor people. Everybody got up and helped me load my car as quickly as possible so I wouldn't miss the bands that I got to play with because I so desperately was. So they get big shout outs. Investigation, all our brother bands like Verdizzo, Morse Verum, Ischemic. I'm not even stoned. Here, Sophocles, jump in. So, I'm just tired. I'm just
man.
I didn't sleep very much last night. I was like, oh my god, it just hit me now.
so all the homies, you know, the crew back in high school, dog.
So vague.
No, that's they realize. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to like make myself seem a little more like epic, I guess. I don't know. Gosh darn it. I'm like on spot. I put the ass in potassium. That's a good little saying. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was my brain melting when you said that. So like I was like, that was my brain.
Oh, there's this one thing I like to do. There's like times where like we're hanging out, for example, like we'll be at rehearsal and I'll just like randomly like look at him, like Alan, and just sort of like keep an ongoing sentence going that is just like rambling and just a whole bunch of like things leading onto other things, you know. And
They call that stream of thought, buddy.
yeah. I mean,
Aldous Huxley did that once in a book. You should...
wait, who?
Aldous Huxley.
I don't know who that is.
So we have a new song literally based on one of his books, The Horrors of Perception. It's The Doors of Perception. He wrote that on a lot of drugs. But yeah, he also had like I believe it was his book too, where he had one where he just wrote in stream of thought. The book just goes on and on, but it's just whatever he was thinking.
Dude,
but
that's actually hilarious.
Yeah. But oh yeah, shout out to every literary figure that we have fucked with their names to turn into song titles and movie everything. Shout out to James Bond because we got so many James Bond based songs.
Ian Fleming, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, the Toronto death metal scene, like,
yeah,
in general, like Abrux and Mortuary Slab, every band that we're gonna be playing with of Hatred Spawn, In Your Blood, even actually the whole metal scene as a whole, like Ammo and Skullfist and the list is like just goes.
It's
on.
endless.
Yeah,
it's endless. It is endless. I figure if I keep getting everybody to do random shout outs at the end of the shows, by the time I retire, every single Toronto, we'll even say Ontario band, even Montreal bands, Quebec bands, every single one should get mentioned by the time I quit doing this.
Probably.
So, and I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. I actually, as of 2 weeks from now, am going to be doing double time until August and doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that should be fun.
Keep it busy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're not living, what are you doing, right?
Bingo.
That's true.
So, and it's not, I don't know. I've been doing this for 9 years and I haven't worked a fucking day since I've owned Sofa City. So, and it's because I get to work with, you know, bands like yours and great musicians and talented human beings. And I'm grateful that you guys do what you do so I can do what I do.
We appreciate it. And it is true, by the way. I've done, I think now 10 professional releases between all bands, and the hardest thing every single time is the thank you page, because you don't want to go too far, especially if you're going to increase the cost by how many pages are on the
Right?
because we're like, how do we limit it? We try to get everybody in, and you can only make the font so small before it becomes pointless.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you know what we can do? If you want to, we can, once we're done, tag everybody in the bottom of the comment section. And every time you think of somebody, tag them in the comment section as a shout out.
For sure.
So
I have
mean-
a lot of people I could shout out,
give her, because
Give her.
that's, that keeps us discovering each other and discovering new music and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
So,
no, we
because that's
appreciate
what
what you-
Sofa City is.
We appreciate what you do and what people like you do, because we need got to get it out there, more exposure and such.
homies.
There's no money in metal. We all do this because it's for fun, but you only get to find out about new bands kind of like this randomly, or just popping up on Spotify. Really, but I mean, it's more preferable when it comes to word of mouth.
It does. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I don't know, metal has such a weird a weird thing about it. We're all super respectable people. Yeah, we're all covered in tattoos and a little bit mouthy, but those tattoos are expensive, right? We all really have good jobs, and we're all parents and stuff like that, and we keep our venues clean and whatnot, and nobody ever wants to have metal around in their bars for some reason. We're having a really hard time with that right now. So in
That
this
is true.
area,
There is we don't have a metal bar. There's some bar. Shout out to for instance Barbara Fish, because she's started doing the Metal Mondays again, and
Sweet.
And obviously and then we could just go on the promoters like Noel for being Noel and putting all his gigs in Inertia and fucking. But then Korea and all the locals,
yes,
and Ali and Tristan and Justin and all our promoter friends, who also bands that were playing everybody does you're right. This scene, everybody seems to have more than one job, not even just bands to promote.
Yeah, we do. I started by writing biographies. That's how I started this. And when I got into music, I was a comedy parenting writer. I had no idea what I was doing in this industry. A friend of mine wanted to raise money for the homeless, so I wrote a book about musicians, and that's how Sofa City Sounds started.
Thanks.
And here we are 9 years later, still raising money for people who need it, as well as putting fantastic bands on stage and doing biographies, and we have a website, and we have a radio station launching in May, and there's no rest. There's not enough days in a month to do all the amazing things that we get to do in this industry.
That's true. We need
And
a 25th.
So pardon?
8th day and a 25th hour.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I find when I'm doing the things I love, I get very little sleep, but I don't notice that it's very little sleep because I'm going on the happy adrenaline, not the shitty adrenaline.
Yeah, no, that's the preferable.
You know
one.
what I mean?
Yeah, the rush versus anxiety.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I could sit and chat with you guys all night, but I unfortunately have to go to work inside a venue this evening. And I say unfortunately because I don't want to end the interview. But I'm here watching Blizzard of a Madman, and I believe I missed the Alice Cooper tribute, but it was worth it. So,
Hey, we really appreciate it. But yeah, you're helping out a metal show, so we do what you got to do.
Well, and I mean, honestly, War Pigs was the song that did it for me when I was 13. It punched me in the face, and I learned my lesson, and here I am all these years later. I'm not going to age myself right now, but and I'm still doing my thing, and Ozzy's still kind of doing his thing, so why not pay tribute to that? And so here I am.
For real.
So, all right. Well, I'm going to kick the rest of the world out. I'm going to chat to you guys about a show real quick, and then I'm going to go in there and listen to some tunes.
Awesome.
So Next week, I am not 100% sure who's up because I've had a few other things on the go. So whoever I have on next week, I'm really, really sorry that I don't remember. Creme Flesh, amazing. Thank you guys. You're fucking awesome. And
Thank you so
dynamite
much.
human beings. I'm really happy we got to do this and actually get to shoot the shit and know each other along with everybody else watching. So
Oh yeah, this was
really cool.
lovely.
It's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun, definitely. So on that note, have a good night, everybody, and I will talk to you two in a minute.